Hi everyone, this is AnimalsPawPony, and today I am going to be reacting to a rather unusual video. Now, before I actually play the video, let me explain something really quick. I'm friends with someone on DeviantArt by the username TRC001, who, although they don't live in the same country I live in, they still are my friend online nonetheless. And the artwork they enjoy doing most of the time is characters stuck under parachutes, regardless if it's a drawing, a GIF, or even other forms of art based on certain specific fandoms, so to speak. However, they're also on YouTube known as Blanket Cartoon, which is one of their videos I'm going to be reacting to. Specifically, a childhood series that I also grew up with, Barney and Friends. Specifically, this one is about all the times that Barney and his friends got stuck under their rainbow-colored play parachute, which ironically is something I've always wanted to play with as a kid but never got the opportunity to do so. But then again, I did make that Christmas video where I showed you guys getting a play parachute, although it wasn't of the same material that, say, was mostly in the Barney and Friends show. Also, since this is a certain video, so to speak, I actually have, believe it or not, a Barney stuffed animal. Yeah, originally I never had this, but I found it at the thrift store, so I figured, why not? It's, something I can use in a sense to help explain, a certain section of the video, or, just in general for fun concerning the topic. But yeah, this is it. Also, before I go on with the video reaction, there's another point I want to make. The video in question actually has the Barney theme song played during the course of the video. However, because I've run into copyright claims before, I have muted the volume so there is no music playing. This is especially something that I don't want to run into not only on YouTube, but if I decide to post this, say, on Dailymotion, I've run into problems before where if a video was playing music, I don't want to run into copyright claims and stuff there. So I apologize, Blanket Cartoon, but I had to mute the music for the video because I don't want to get in trouble. And I hope you can understand that. Nevertheless, the video is all set. I have my Barney plush here, though he's not going to be really relevant, but I decided why not, just for the sake of this reaction. And there's also going to be something I might point out in the video, but again, depends on the clips that my friend used. But anywho, I've been rambling long enough, so let's get started. In 3, 2, 1. Oh, sorry, my apologies. This is also for general audiences, meaning that adults and kids are allowed to watch this video. I'm sorry, I forgot to mention that. Dang it. But anywho, let's get started. In 3, 2, 1, begin. Sorry about that. Sometimes little pop-ups happen. So the video in question is still going to be playing, there's just not going to be any music, so to speak. And I apologize if it's hard to see, too. Oh yeah, that episode! I'll comment on that one later. And BJ stuck under the parachute. And that was, I think, a moment from the circus special. This I'm also going to comment on later. Nice, Baby Bob. I wonder why she wasn't stuck under the parachute more, though, in the series. Barney and his friends, playing with the ball, and deflates. And Scooter. Scooter gets stuck under it. Yeah, the squirrel. Also, I don't know if they said specifically who the bird was. I know they have a name for her, but they don't mention specifically what her bird species was, or if they did, I forget. So, I have the video paused right now, so I'm going to go back to certain moments, and I'm going to explain certain aspects of the video in question, even if I have to play them. So I apologize for that. Okay, so I'm actually going to play this one section and explain something real quick. So the moment you just saw with the parachute falling on Barney, that was actually edited by my friend. It was actually a reverse of something that happened in a Barney episode. And, oh gosh, I hope I don't forget this. It was a certain moment in the show that he or she reversed, so it appeared as if the parachute fell on Barney when really in the show it did the opposite. It went flying off of Barney when he sneezed. And I believe that was Fun and Games, I believe. Fun and Games, I'm pretty sure that was the episode. But going back, so that was like a reversal of something that happened in the show. Also, the reason that Barney has the parachute on him is they were playing hide and seek. He didn't find a suitable place to hide, and so they just put the parachute on him. But going back to another moment in the video, which I will show in a moment. Excuse me. So that one was actually from It's Rain Is Pouring. It was a short part of the episode in the beginning. But that's not what I want to mention. This is the one that I want to mention. So, I actually have an interesting history with this image here in particular. Why? Let me show you the images from this episode that are in the video, and I will explain in a moment. So you have Barney and a few of his friends coming out, and BJ stuck under the parachute. So if I continue that, he's struggling to get out as everyone gathers around, they're playing, and the parachute lands on top of him again. So, the reason this one has a bit of an importance to me is, truth be told, even though I did grow up with Barney and Friends, funny enough, those particular moments that you just saw were moments from the show I actually had ingrained in my head for a while, because I always enjoyed the moments in the show when Barney and his friends would get stuck under their rainbow-colored parachute and struggle to get out. And the moment you saw here was something that I had stuck in my mind for quite a while, for decades. But it wasn't the way that I anticipated when I saw the video, and I had to even look around a little bit, and as well as, I think, maybe ask my friend what the episode was. Because here's the thing. The way I remembered it, and I don't know if this was an earlier version of the episode, I don't know if it was the same kind, the episode in question that footage took place from was the episode Easy Breezy Day. And that was about Barney and Friends thinking of different activities to play with in regards to the air and the wind. The way I remembered it was, and I don't know if this is correct or if it's from a different episode, but my remembrance of that moment in the episode, again, don't know if it's the same one or a different one, was Barney and his friends were in the tree house, which was a really big clubhouse that was in a tree, and what happened was they had finished doing activity, and then they heard some commotion outside. They go and look over the railings outside on their balcony part of the treehouse, and they see BJ stuck under a parachute. Either that or someone ran up to the treehouse and told them that BJ needed their help, and then the gang starts to run down the stairs down their big treehouse to go assist BJ. And as they run down the stairs, we see BJ at the bottom of the treehouse, stuck under the parachute, struggling to get out. And of course, they don't know how it happened. They're concerned for his safety. And they ask, does he need help as he's struggling to get out and everything. And eventually they help him get out of the parachute. Then, after that, they get an explanation from BJ that, oh, I had this idea to play with the parachute since we're doing things themed around air. And so I wanted to play with it, which they agree, and then they play with it, letting everyone take turns running under the parachute as they're singing the song London Bridge is Falling Down. And then, of course, in the end, just like you saw in the footage, again, from what I remember, BJ was the last one to run into the parachute. It fell on top of him, and he got stuck again, and then it cut to a different scene. That's what I remember from the episode, unless I'm remembering an entirely different episode and I'm getting my memory mixed up with what actually happened in the episode of Easy Breezy Day. Granted, I cannot vouch. Sorry, I wanted to check the time. But nevertheless, I cannot vouch if my memory is correct and there was an earlier version, or if I was mixing up parts of one episode with this episode. Granted, I forget if I had to ask Blanket Cartoon for the episode title, or if I had to look around myself. But yeah, that is something that I've actually remembered one way or another from a certain Barney episode until a few or so years ago when I finally found the footage, thanks in part to Blanket Cartoon's video here. Because it made me remember that episode, even though I thought, oh, they didn't come out of the school, it was the treehouse. Again, it's my memory. I apologize if I got it wrong. But same circumstance, so to speak. So basically, that's why that episode, or that moment in particular for the episode, was something that I felt was kind of significant to me, because I've always had that thought of, oh, well, I've always had this picture of this happening in the Barney show, but I forget what episode it was from. And then, of course, I've been wondering about it all these years later, and now I have an answer. Shame I don't have the same answer for Little Bear in the Rainstorm Night, which, of course, if you guys have watched that video of my creepypasta, I explained in the creepypasta story my experiences with the Little Bear episode, and unfortunately, as of yet, no luck finding it. Still looking, though. I know it happened. And there's even continuity that I might explain in a separate video. But nevertheless, what did I think of this? It was great. This was an interesting idea, having Barney and his friends stuck under the parachute trying to get out, as well as having Scooter get stuck under the ball. Because, truth be told, I even forgot that even happened. But still, it was a good theme. I liked all the moments where Barney and his friends got stuck under the parachute, regardless of, other moments from the show that were shown or not shown. This was a good video, Blanket Cartoon. Very well done. I'm glad that I was able to find it. I'm glad, heck, that you even shared your artwork with me on my own Wicca because you thought I'd like it and that we could become friends through your contact with me. And keep up the good parachute-themed drawings and keep up the good work. I know this is rather different compared to most of my videos, and I apologize, but I did promise Blanket Cartoon I was going to react to his or her video, and I've been wanting to do it for so long, but again, I've been really busy, and I finally got the opportunity to do so. Thank you so much for watching, and have a good day. Bye.